Hey yo, what is up, my good people? It's your boy, Big Chris, aka the Compton Animator, and I'm here once again to give you another dumb as hell video. So, on today's video, we're gonna be checking out and doing a review for episode 8 of the TV show Peacemaker. Now, I've watched the full season of the show. This is the season finale, and I did like I think a few reviews of this series, but I never got back to reviewing the whole thing fully. But this last episode made me say, yo, I have to come and do a full-on review and a full talk about of the whole season in general. So I said, without further ado, let's get into it. So yo, Peacemaker episode 8. I generally enjoyed not only this episode, but the season in general. The episode was called It's Cal or Never, and it's basically an episode where the Peacemaker and his crew gotta go and find the main villains, which is the Butterflies hideout, and they actually got to go and try to defeat the Butterflies, which is a group of insects who are trying to, in essence, basically take over their I don't know if this take over the world per se, but it's mostly like they want to make humans in their kind of vision certain ways. They feel that we're too violent and that we're gonna end up doing the same thing that happened to their planet, which, you know, it's kind of funny in the sense of the word, but it is what it is. I thought the best thing about this episode, again, as with this whole season, has been John Cena, man. John Cena is phenomenal in this role of Peacemaker. He does a great job of just doing exactly what needs to be done as far as the comedy goes, as far as the action. Like, I know he has stunt doubles here and everything, but when he does action in these episodes, he does it very well, and he's really good at it, man. And you know, yeah, he's a WWE wrestler, so it goes without saying, but there were certain parts, like the whole part where they have to attack the farm where their alien cow is hidden. He does a really good job of just doing that whole scene, and I thought everyone in that scene was really good, from the guy who plays Vigilante to Jennifer Holland, who plays Emily Harcourt. I think that's how you say her name, but I'm calling her Jennifer Holland. From Jennifer Holland, she does a really good job, and she has a kind of near-death scene in that episode that was really good. And I thought that just the fighting with all of they all know how to play these characters and know how to do it right. I was very much entertained by all of that stuff. The villains in this episode, I would say they were kind of hit and miss for the season for me. They weren't great, but they were enjoyable villains. But I thought they really came to a head in this episode, and they did a really good job of kind of making them, you know, you feeling why they're doing it and you're understanding what's going on. But it's also like John Cena's getting to a point in this part where Peacemaker's like, yo, I understand what you want. I understand you're trying to help, but nah, fuck that. I'm gonna shoot you in your head. And I really enjoy that about this ending and about just Peacemaker in general, what they were doing here. What else? Oh, I thought Vigilante here was really good, man. I think he's been, along with John Cena, he's been some of my favorite stuff throughout this whole season. I thought what they were doing with his character and this kind of, he's, I wouldn't say he's like, he's not slow in the sense of the words, but he's more like emotionalist. I enjoyed how they were using his character though. He's funny, he's kind of straight faced at some points. He's joking along with John Cena, but he doesn't understand the jokes all the time. I really enjoyed what they were doing here with his character and just how they used him in this episode. He gets shot at the end. He doesn't want to go inside the hospital or do whatever they want him to do, so he falls out. I thought that was really funny. I'm gonna talk about this a little bit later about my things that I didn't really love in this episode, but there were some of the jokes that were hit and miss, and I didn't necessarily love everything here. I also enjoyed Jennifer Holland's character here. I thought she did a very good job throughout this whole season. At the beginning, I wasn't really enjoying her character, but she grew on me a lot, and I thought her and John Cena's Peacemaker had a really great connection here, and they did a really good job of using their characters and kind of evolving off of each other and really giving their characters one another some stuff. I really enjoyed how, you know, just like I said, her closeness of to death scene and stuff like that. I thought that was really good as well. What else did I think? Oh, the character of, what's his name? The character John, the tech guy here. I really, really enjoyed how they used his character in this episode. It was a really good idea for if the team can't do something and they need somebody who doesn't the villains don't know and they need them to do something. It was a really great idea to send him in. And I like how this whole storyline that he had throughout the season of him not being able to kind of truly show himself in sensitive words. John Cena kept getting at him about dyeing his beard and stuff, and he kept saying he didn't dye his beard and all that stuff. I enjoyed how they used that character and how they used that part of this episode where he gets in confrontation while trying to sneak into the building of the aliens building, and he gets into a confrontation, not a confrontation, but into a conversation with one of the aliens, and they have a kind of back and forth, which leads to him confessing his his self-confidence and stuff like that, and he dyes his beard and everything. And I thought that was a really good scene. It was kind of emotional, and it did a really good job for him. But then he had a funny scene afterwards that was really good. I mean, several of these characters really started to grow me throughout this season. There were some characters who I really loved even up to the end of the season, like John Cena's pet eagle. I thought he was phenomenal. Like he's kind of has that Baby Yoda feel to where, he's just kind of goofy, just their character who's there for the kind of like the cuteness factor and stuff, but they use him very well. And there's no parts of it where I was like, oh, this character's kind of too goofy or it's overpowered or anything like that. Like that character of Eagly was used very well. Like I would buy a toy of that character. He was so fun to watch in the show. Um, I would also say another character who I was shocked to enjoy so much was Robert Patrick's character of John Cena's dad, Peacemaker's dad. Man, as a racist, white supremacist asshole, I enjoyed the shit out of that character and thought they did a really, really great job with him. He was kind of the top villain for me of this series, like, and especially him dying in the previous episode. Like, I thought all that stuff was really done well, and then now him being stuck in John Cena's head, like. That was kind of crazy. I really enjoyed what they did with those characters here. And I think in all, dude, like the stuff that I really liked about this show and about this last episode was how well they used the writing, how well they used the acting, how well they used the comedy and stuff, how well they used the action. I thought all of that was directed very well. I thought it was written very well, and it was just really, really fun to watch. And then there's a cameo at the end, spoilers of the Justice League coming in, and you get to see four of the members of the Justice League, and Superman, Aquaman, Flash, and who else was it? Oh, Wonder Woman coming in, and they're being called in, but they're too late and arrive when all the shit and John Cena has already saved the day. I enjoyed all of that too. So yeah, and I think it was only Flash and Aquaman who were actually their actors were there, so that was pretty fun and stuff like that. They had some fun back and forth with John Cena. John Cena saying that Aquaman's has intercourse with fishes and stuff. So I thought that was really really funny. I would say the stuff that was not just this episode, but throughout the whole season, that was very hit and miss for me. Oh man, I think the comedy. As much as I enjoyed the comedy throughout this series, I would say that there were certain moments, especially towards this last episode, at the beginning, especially at the beginning of this last episode, where jokes just it felt like jokes just went on for far too long. There was one joke at the beginning of this episode where they were having this whole back and forth where the character of Adebayo, who was Amanda Waller's daughter in this series, um, she's trying to apologize to Peacemaker, and they kind of getting this back and forth to where she's trying to apologize, but John Cena's making fart noises to her, and Vigilante kind of gets into it, and it just goes on far too long. And I can't say that I enjoyed it for the most part. The joke started off as somewhat funny, but by the end, I was like, okay, move on, damn it, already, goddamn. And there were some jokes here that was the same way. The jokes that hit really good. The jokes that didn't hit that good, but for the most part, they didn't take away too much from the show in general or too much from this episode. I'm trying to think of, is there anything else that I need to talk about? The villains were pretty good, like I said. Oh, John Cena's dad. I didn't realize this until I looked it up. The guy who's playing John Cena's dad, Robert Patrick, that's the bad guy from Terminator 2, the liquid robot. I was like, yo, I didn't realize that. I was looking at this dude the whole time but never really realized that. That was pretty funny to me. Um, and let's see, is there and oh, the CG here. I thought the little cow thing, the alien alien that didn't look like a cow, but they kept calling it a cow. I thought that CG on that thing was really, really good, man. Just to end this, dude, through all, man, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. As a season finale, man, DC knocked it out of the park with this one, man. I thought for the most part, a lot of the DC shows have been very hit and miss, like mostly misses for me. I enjoyed shows like The Flash or even something like what is it, Legends of Tomorrow. They had parts of it where I enjoyed it. I haven't went back to watch the show yet, but I enjoyed it when I did watch it. The Flash, I'm pretty much caught up except the last season, but that show had a really, really great start. Was one of my favorite superhero TV shows for a while, but it kind of ended flat and just it hasn't had that same thing. I think the greatest thing that the Peacemaker show and a lot of the Disney shows as well is doing is they're keeping these episodes cut down instead of it being a 23 episode season like some of the broadcast TV shows like The Flash have. These are 10 or under episodes, and this one was 8, and that was kind of perfect. They kind of edged out Marvel here a little bit with just making it 8 episodes. They told their story, everything was grounded. There was a singular villain here. It did not feel like they were trying to do more than they needed to do. They're not trying to expand things throughout the rest of the universe or anything like that. And they really, really knew how to ground their story and make it simple and keep it, straight up. So I really, really enjoyed that. DC kind of edged Marvel out as far as a season finale of the TV show go. Like, some of the Marvel series in general, I thought are really, really good. Are still some of my favorite stuff. But as far as some of the season finales, I think Marvel is either doing too much or not doing enough, or there's not just enough episodes on some of those scenes, some of those series. But this right here, man, I'm at a probably, I don't know, dude, like 8.5 to a 9 out of 10, man. They did a really, really good job with this series, man. I had so much fun watching this thing. So yeah, that is my review for this. I have a mini review for this up. If you want to watch that, you can. It's basically a 1 minute review for this whole thing. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this series and this episode. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. I'm going to have some more videos coming up soon. But thank you for watching again. I'm out. Word up. Peace.